Welcome back to Texas Flex. I'm Mike Hernandez, and today we're gonna deadlift with the Titan Fitness Yukon bar. That's right, I said deadlift. And of course, that was a joke. And hopefully anybody is joking when they say that they deadlift with this thing. Sam, I'm worried about you, bud. Are you deadlifting with this thing? And if you are, why? Is that the secret to gains? You gotta tell me. I want gains. Do you want gains? If you want gains, subscribe. Like the video. That's the secret to gains. Anyways, we're not actually gonna deadlift with this thing. I think that would be just a little ridiculous. But if you are deadlifting with this thing, why? What we are gonna do is weigh ourselves here so we can get a reading. So about 176, and then we'll pick this bad boy up in 225.4. So that's about 49.4 pounds. I think you can give it to me and I can round up to 50 pounds. That's what I've been using it as. But on the website, it does say it weighs 22 kilograms, which comes out to about 48 pounds. So a little bit off, but I don't think that it's like a huge stretch, okay? So for me to round it up to 50 pounds, it just makes the math a little bit easier. If I have to round it down to 49 or 48, just be a little awkward, I guess. I guess I could do 49. I already used 20 kg bars, so there's that. Anyways, let's get to squatting. All right, so the Titan Fitness Yukon bar. Do you need this in your garage gym? Do you need a 92-inch barbell with a black oxide finish, a 6-inch curvature, and a 32mm shaft? No, not necessarily. I know I don't. I don't have the shoulder pain or immobility to get into that rack position and, you know, tuck my elbows in without, you know, causing some kind of shoulder or back pain. I'm okay there. And honestly, if you don't have any major injuries, you should be too. It's very easy to go through some mobility drills and just get yourself warmed up. I know it takes time. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, and it's not going to sell or get more subscribers or followers on Instagram, but it is going to protect you in the long run from, you know, needing a barbell like this and paying the amount that it costs. As of right now, it's $249.99 on their website. I got it more than a year ago when it was on sale for like $170. So I think that what I paid is exactly what it's worth. $249.99. That's kind of stretching it, especially if you don't need it. Does it add some versatility or some kind of variation to your workouts? Absolutely. Even though it's 49 pounds, what I read over there, or the 22 kg that it's supposed to be, I think it's lighter. It's easier to carry. It feels a little more natural. It's not as tight. And yeah, that's definitely a benefit, but is it worth the extra $250? All right, so is the Titan Fitness Yukon bar worth $250 of your hard-earned money? I don't know, but what I do know is that you guys should click the link in the description below, because this pre-workout right here, boy, per scoop, it has 6 grams of citrulline malate, 3.2 grams of beta-alanine, and 250 grams, whoops, my bad, 250 milligrams of caffeine. Could you imagine? Oh my God. It definitely feels that way though. I can feel it heating me up, giving me that extra 1 to 2 reps. Well, that's debatable, but you guys should definitely use the link down below. There's almost always a really great sale, but if there isn't, then you can use T20 Texas Flex to get 20% off your next order. Total War pre-workout. I want to talk a little bit about personally why I bought the bar and how it's doing so far, and you know, the maintenance, right? So starting from the top, I bought the bar because it was on sale at $165 shipped. I couldn't pass it up, you know. I thought that was the perfect price for another variation to add to my squats. And yeah, that's pretty much all I use it for. It is advertised to also be used for the bench, which I'll be trying in just a minute. But I've only ever used it for another variation of the squat. That being said, I don't use it very often. It's not like in a repetitive cycle inside of my workouts or my programming, just because I've almost always had an SSB available, and that's different enough to where I can kind of justify the variation. This one, on the other hand, it does feel a little bit easier to lift with, just because of the position that you're in. It's a little more natural than a straight bar coming right through, but it's just not enough to where I could be like, where it could be that much of an advantage. And because I have a thicker bar already, the Tiny Fitness Economy bar, I don't know, it's kind of the same. Plus the knurling, I think, on the Economy bar is sharper. The knurling on this bar, even though it says a medium texture on the website, it's anything but. The knurling is pretty much just there for show. It has no grip whatsoever. So there's that. That being said, the maintenance on it, for being black oxide and me being in Houston, Texas, pretty much, and the humidity is like way hot. Like right now, it's just gross. But I've never had to like deep clean it. It's always just been with the brush or wiping it down, just for like the chalk, and just very little maintenance whatsoever. So the finish is actually really nice. It's just a plain black oxide finish, and it maintains pretty well on its own. Would I recommend it? At $250, that's a tough sell for me, just because I'm so cheap. And I know there's probably not another cheap option, cheaper than that, especially that offers that curvature. But the way I see it is that it's not enough of variation. It's not different enough to justify that price range, right? And maybe it is worth that much, but I think it's just really inflation that's gone up so high. And at this point, I can't justify it for myself, but if you were looking for a bar like that, I'm pretty sure it's still the cheapest one. I would recommend it. And no, I'm not just a Tiny Fitness fanboy. It just happens to be some of the cheaper products, and I happen to be a really cheap garage gym owner. Because if I wasn't, then I would be in hella debt, and nobody wants that. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my workout. In fact, let's go take the bar over to the bench right now. I see how it feels, give you my first impressions. right, so the Titan Fitness Yukon bar for bench press. Yeah, I could see that. So here's the plus, right? You get a much deeper stretch here, for sure. But if you have any shoulder pain whatsoever, you're also gonna like mess your shit up, okay? Because wow, that was deep. I don't know if you guys saw, but it was definitely deep. So that's gonna be it for the video. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, click the link in the description. I will see you guys at the next flex.